This is a hybrid. Only 30,000 Ks, Nelly. You get in and you start the car. And look, the car's ready. Look at that. The lights are on. The engine's pretty quiet. Oh, there it is. Look, looks like a petrol engine. It's not making any noise at the moment. Oh, I'd say it looks like it needs a bit of a clean up. Anyway, let's take it for a drive and see what it sounds like and what it goes like and what the fuel economy is like with a real petrol hybrid. Oh, look at that. That's the battery, and this is the energy flow to the wheels. This is the engine. Right. Ah, see? So the vehicle can actually move without the engine. That's a hybrid. There it is. It's a bit like an electric car, isn't it? Look at that. So we're actually driving on electric now. Isn't that amazing? Until your battery gets down to a certain point, and then the engine starts and runs as a generator to recharge the battery. And it's not lithium. We're still driving on electric. And did you notice when we were decelerating, it's regenerative. It recharges the battery. Look at that. Wow, the engine hasn't started yet. Amazing. But if you put down your foot a little bit more, eventually the engine will start. There it is. The engine started. Now we've got the engine and the battery, the electric, running the vehicle. So it's very efficient. We've got two going, but once we get to speed, about 60 kilometers an hour, and get to a steady pace, you'll probably find the vehicle will be propelled along by the electric system. And depending on the state of charge of the battery, whether the engine keeps running to recharge the battery or to help to push the vehicle along. Oh, look, the engine's gone off again. Well, these so-called diesel hybrids or mild hybrids, they don't do that. The engine keeps on running. So we're recharging, we're back on electric again. We're cruising along and it's like an EV. This sounds like something that would really save fuel. Amazing. Tank average 4.1 litres per 100 kilometres. You gotta be kidding me. You can get one of these vehicles for about 30 grand, second hand even cheaper. Anyway, depends what model you go for. It's just a Toyota Corolla. Hybrid, a proper hybrid. So this vehicle can run on petrol or electric or a combination. I wonder what the performance like. Well, that's not bad given it's just a little 4-cylinder petrol engine without a turbo. So at about 90 to 100 Ks an hour, let's have a look at the energy flow. Real world example of what's really happening here. You can see the battery's a bit below 50%. So the system will be saying, I want the engine running, and at this sort of speed the engine's going to be running anyway. As you can see, when the petrol and electric engines combine, there's plenty of power and torque. The electric motor gives the vehicle the torque, which would be really handy in a four-wheel drive, especially that engine braking and regeneration, coming down hills using the engine braking from the electric part of it. Absolutely amazing. Cruising around nice and slow, using that electric torque. Bloody fantastic. A lot of people don't get it yet. They think it's unreliable. They think there's going to be problems with water or something like that. But the Toyota True Petrol Hybrid will be very reliable. So people just need to stop buying all these other plus buckets so that they can actually be forced to bring us the vehicles we need. These top quality petrol proper hybrids will actually put diesel vehicles out of business, because with the power and torque of the petrol motor combined with the electric and the reliability, it's just a no-brainer. So much cheaper to run, less maintenance, no DPFs, no AdBlue, none of that crap. Stop buying those vehicles. They're unreliable anyway. They're burning oil, they've got DPF problems, their bloody engines are failing. I mean, it's just ridiculous. You You could just keep your old Prado, petrol, diesel, 1KZ, 1KD, 120, 150, whatever you've got, last of the best, and get yourself a little zippy Corolla like a sports car. You want something a bit bigger? Try the Camry. Guess what? It's got a bigger engine as well. Still gets about the same fuel economy, but of course it's going to go a bit better with a bigger engine. Then you've got the RAV4 and you've got the Kluger as well. These are the cars maybe you should buy until they bring out the proper petrol hybrid engines in the rest of the range. The Hilux, the Prados, the Land Cruisers. This is, you want to save the planet. I know a lot of you are not worried about that. I'm not saying we're in or out of that one. Let's just not talk about it in this video, but this is what's really going to work. A electric vehicle, a hybrid, no stopping to charge, no flat batteries, no unreliability, over 1,000 Ks on a tank of fuel, a small tank that cost about 60 or 70 bucks to fill up. Tops, probably less, I don't know. I don't fill it up. 40 litres, yeah, 60 bucks. What I'd call a smart car. Look at that, 10-minute drive and the battery's up to about, looks like 80%. Driving around in these back streets like an electric vehicle. Amazing. So when you get out on the higher speed zones, uses a bit of engine, recharges the battery, or it helps out the electric motor to get the job done, depending on the performance you require. I reckon it's great. 2 regos, 2 insurances, yeah, you're right, but I still think it's cheapest overall package rather than getting ripped off. Yeah, you don't have to sell me on Toyota hybrids, proper petrol hybrids. They've been around for years doing it perfectly. Can't wait till they come out in a Prado. Help me out and stop buying these crappy vehicles. Do you follow what I'm talking about? I mean, while you keep buying these crappy undersized diesel engines with all this strap-on garbage, they're going to keep taking your money and they're not going to bring out the decent vehicles that we actually need to keep Toyotas awesome. If you don't want a petrol hybrid in your Prado or 300 series, then that's okay too. Just consider a few things that I've mentioned. Keep your old vehicle perhaps and get something small and cheap to run. Have 2 vehicles. But in case you didn't notice, I still think Toyota are the best, and the best range of vehicles they've got at the moment is everything with the petrol hybrid in it, which isn't your 4-wheel drives and your Hilux Ute, everything else. Unfortunately, you could find me driving a Camry again soon. So 72, 73 Ks an hour, still on electric. Obviously, if we get into it, it's just so economical at the moment. It's hardly using any fuel. If the engine starts, it's because it's run the battery down, and it's going to start up to charge the battery. I understand how these things work. It's a bit complex to explain in a video at the moment. But hey everyone, hit the like button for Mitch holding the camera. Good work, buddy. And bloody look at that, 80 Ks an hour, electric vehicle. And of course, you know, get into it a bit more. If I get into it a bit more, let's just see what I've got to do to get the engine to start. There it is. Now, it is pushing the wheels as well and recharging the battery. Anyway, I thought you might find that an interesting video on a proper Toyota hybrid, petrol hybrid, and the energy flow and the sort of economy you can get out of a quality vehicle with a proper electric hybrid system. I guarantee you, if they put this in the Prados, the Hiluxes, the 4-wheel drives, it's going to be absolutely amazing. Fuel economy, less maintenance, all these problems that we're always having. These hybrids, they've been around for decades, probably a couple of decades I reckon, and they're just good. They're nickel metal hydride batteries, they're not lithium. It's not a massive capacity, as you can see, because it's running on battery. The battery's getting down, and soon the engine will want to start to recharge that battery is what it's doing, unless we get off the gas enough and let it regenerate on its own. Anyway, I think that's a video. Subscribe, turn the bell on. We'll talk about it more in another video. See ya. And with my driving, not my car, the tank average has come from 4.1 litres per 100 k's to 4 litres per 100 k instead of including powering up to 100 k's. Look at that, 4 litres of fuel per 100 kilometres. Bloody fantastic. Well done, Toyota.